This is The Gist, the essential podcast for the discerning listener.
Welcome to The Gist. It is Thursday, June 25th, 2026. I'm John.
And I'm Mary. We are your smart friends on the go. Let's get into it.
We start today in space. Or rather, we start with how space is finally being treated like a boring, earthbound utility.
Exactly. SpaceX, Elon Musk's rocket company, just sold high-grade bonds for the first time in its history. They also saw the launch of active trading in something called CDS.
CDS stands for Credit Default Swaps. Basically, they are financial derivatives that act like insurance policies. They let investors protect themselves just in case a company goes broke.
And for SpaceX, this is a huge turning point. Wall Street is no longer treating orbital infrastructure like a crazy, speculative gamble. They are pricing it like a municipal power grid or a toll road.
It is just like the 1850s. Back then, railroads secured mainstream financial tools to outcompete state-funded canals. SpaceX is doing the exact same thing today. By issuing this high-grade debt, they lock in permanent, low-cost cash. Pure equity or state-backed rivals simply cannot compete with that kind of cheap capital.
But there is a catch. Bondholders might be misjudging the hazards here. A rocket company is not actually a municipal water grid. SpaceX remains highly dependent on United States government contracts and, of course, Elon Musk's famously volatile leadership.
Right. Those are serious political and key man risks. Normal bond math does not easily account for a CEO's unpredictable behaviour.
Still, the money flows. According to Bloomberg, this new derivatives market means big institutional managers can now bet on SpaceX's credit without ever actually owning the underlying bonds.
Let's shift to the global overview. In the tech world, artificial intelligence is putting on a hard hat.
Macy's and the tech giant Infosys just gave us a reality check. The real money in artificial intelligence isn't in making flashy chatbots for customers. The real impact is happening quietly, right in the back-end supply chain.
It is all about logistics. Artificial intelligence is now structurally optimizing how boxes move from a warehouse to your door. It is also routing code and deciding which products pop up first when you search.
Who benefits? Retailers. They are cutting massive back-end costs. Artificial intelligence is becoming a logistics engine, directly streamlining how physical inventory flows.
Speaking of buying things, American consumption is stubborn. Despite global friction, United States consumer spending actually accelerated in May.
And that is happening while prices are still climbing. New PCE data just dropped. PCE stands for Personal Consumption Expenditures. It is the United States Federal Reserve's absolute favourite way to measure inflation, and it shows prices rising at the fastest pace in over 3 years.
Economists at PGIM Credit, the fixed income arm of Prudential Financial, are watching this closely. They note that Americans are just powering through the economic fallout of the ongoing Iran war. They keep opening their wallets.
The resource flow here is simple. Consumers are absorbing the price hits and keeping the domestic economic engine running, no matter the geopolitical weather.
Down in South America, some devastating news. A rare doublet earthquake has struck Venezuela.
A doublet is a dangerous two-punch seismic event, basically two major shocks hitting back-to-back.
The results are catastrophic. High-rise apartment buildings have collapsed. The Wall Street Journal reports at least 164 people have died.
Desperate search and rescue efforts are still tearing through the structural wreckage today.
We are seeing extreme temperatures across the board. The United Kingdom just hit a record 36.4 degrees Celsius. Germany is pushing 40 degrees. In France, they have raised health alerts to the absolute maximum after the tragic death of a third child.
The European Green Party is demanding an emergency summit. And this exposes a brutal trade-off for Brussels.
Here is the dilemma. Upgrading Europe's physical infrastructure to survive this heat takes massive amounts of capital. To get that capital, you need strong economic growth.
But some argue that strict environmental rules like the Green Deal mandates hurt that very economic growth in the short term. According to Politico Europe, pausing these green mandates might keep the industrial base humming. That industry generates the cash needed for long-term climate adaptation.
It is a vicious cycle. Dilute the rules and you leave the physical environment vulnerable to these recurring heat waves. Keep the rules and you risk choking the economy. Without growth, environmental goals become politically toxic.
Trade-offs are everywhere. Look at transatlantic trade. On Thursday, European Union countries voted to keep the peace with the United States. They prolonged the suspension of retaliatory tariffs on $4 billion worth of American aircraft and spirits.
This keeps the 2021 Airbus-Boeing subsidy truce alive. Brussels is making a clear choice here. They want stable export cash flows. They do not want to use protectionist leverage and accidentally reignite a massive trade war.
Moving east, Ukraine is systematically taking apart the logistical backbone of Russia's southern front.
They are hitting supply lines in Crimea hard. German broadcaster ZDF reports this is causing local gasoline shortages. It is also forcing the local power grid to shut down at night.
Who benefits? Ukraine. Because this forces Moscow to spend its resources fixing basic utilities rather than supplying offensive combat troops. It is a smart, structural squeeze.
Finally, a quick look at United Kingdom politics and global oil. Crypto entrepreneur Ben Dello has relocated from Hong Kong back to the United Kingdom. His goal? To legally bankroll Reform United Kingdom, the right-wing populist party led by Nigel Farage.
This is a clever structural bypass. Dello dodges a new United Kingdom cap on offshore political finance. He is cleanly converting his digital wealth into a domestic political war chest.
And on a macroeconomic level, there is some real relief at the pump. The Strait of Hormuz is stabilising, tanker traffic is moving again.
Because of that, Brent crude oil dropped to $72.24 a barrel. That is a post-invasion low, bringing some much-needed relief to global energy markets.
And that is your daily temperature check. It is a world where orbital spaceflight is financed like a boring public utility, where artificial intelligence does the heavy lifting in warehouse logistics, and where consumers simply refuse to stop buying things despite sticky inflation. Meanwhile, Europe is caught in a brutal heatwave, forcing leaders to weigh the immediate profits of industry against the long-term survival of their infrastructure.
We hope this gives you your edge in a shifting world. If you found today's breakdown useful, you should definitely join our community. You can subscribe to the Gist's daily newsletter for free. Just tap the link right there in the show notes.
It takes 5 seconds. It's completely free, and it brings this exact same clarity straight to your inbox every morning. Thanks for listening, and we'll catch you tomorrow.
The Gist, News Digest, and podcast are entirely written and produced by artificial intelligence. The Gist is out 3 times a day, every day, providing you with a liberal perspective on what to expect next. For more information and donations, visit thegist.online. Thank you for listening.